Shit's about to hit the fan in October, and I've been telling people since June 2022 that this was coming. So, in today's video, I'm going to break down where America's at, where consumers are at, us, and where I think we're heading in this crazy financial times. My name is Coach JV. What I work to do is I work to make the complex simple, breaking big micro, macroeconomic strategies and breaking it down to practical sense so you can apply it to your life. We've helped over 7,000 people worldwide. But one of the biggest questions I get is, JV, what are you doing? So what I did is I came up with a solve. We actually wrote a book, a 16-page book, an exact blueprint on how I went from on my parents' couch, completely broke, losing my money for the third time, to financial freedom and over a 7-figure ecosystem and building into multi-figure ecosystem. You can do the exact same thing, but it's not get rich quick. It's not what you think. You have to rewire the foundation to end up in a different situation. So in the description of this video or in my social media platform, in my bio, you'll see a link. When you click the link, you will download the free copy. It's absolutely free. There's no hoops you have to jump through. It'll be in your email in 15 minutes. That's how serious I'm about this. I want to help millions of people within the next 12 months. Also, in the same description, in the same link, you can set up a free consultation with my licensed insurance team in all 50 states, showing you how we use Index Universal Life, tax code 7702, to secure, compound, and grow our wealth. So set up your free appointment. We will never proactively DM you. Those are all scammers out there. So let's dive right into it. Okay. We'll never ask you about your investment portfolio. Okay. So these are a free consultation with my insurance team, and you'll actually see the picture of my insurance team at the bottom. Okay. All right. So I want to bring this up, and I've been sharing this with you guys for over a year now, right? We've been talking about crypto since 2020, but I do my investments based on studying history very deep in the past and predicting the future through patterns. It's very simple to do. Human behavior does the same thing over and over again, and consciousness is not supposed to repeat itself. We're supposed to create and grow, but we're stuck in this time-based trading time for money cycle, and humanity continues to cycle the same thing. Well, China's economic collapse carries warning about our own future in America. Okay, so China's struggling, America's struggling, Russia's struggling. And if you look at Ray Dalio's changing world order, we're on the back end of 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. We're now heading into civil war. And then you have a global war, and there's massive radical changes. The changes are going to be your monetary system. We are going to be operating on a central bank digital currency. Money is going to move at the speed of light, and currency is going to move very fast. So your number one job right now is to understand how money flows through the system. It's really important. They call it a bank for a reason. They dam up your money and they lend it out. They put it, index it, and they put it in the capital markets. You can do the same thing with your money. That's why 99% of people, 1% of the population owns 97% of the wealth. They educated their family from generation to generation. It's our turn to educate our family. Okay. So this is important to understand. This came out on September 10th. This is why the US economy needs debt. And I'm explaining to you why this shit's going to hit the fan in October. The stimulus is drying up in October. Okay. Stimulus checks came out in 2020, 2021. Consumer savings went up super heavy. Then they raised interest rates in 2022. People started to stack up their credit cards. Debt became more expensive. Buying a home became more expensive, and inflation went through the roof. So that savings dried up around Q1, Q2 this year. And now interest rates are so high, the consumer credit is stacking up. So now we're hitting a tipping point. America's buried in debt. We need to borrow, just like it says right here. The U.S. national debt hit nearly 33 trillion as of early September 2023. Every year since 2001, the U.S. government has spent more money. Since 2001, they've spent more money than they take in, which means it has to borrow money to make up the difference. The national debt is frequently discussed as a danger for future generations, but some economists say that unlike household debt, there is no reason to get national debt down to zero. Of course, we're not talking about down to zero. We have more debt than we have income. You can say whatever you want, economists. We're not talking about getting the debt down to zero. We're talking about the fact that we have more debt than we have income. We have 120% debt to income ratio. Okay, so let's take it to a consumer level. Why October is going to get crazy. Okay, so right now interest rates are super high. It's very expensive for companies to run business. Okay, it's very expensive to buy a home. It's very expensive to buy milk and gas. And now everybody's stacking up their credit cards. So the average consumer carries $5,947 in credit card debt, a 10-year high. As Americans increasingly lean on credit to make ends meet, a new report shows some signs of potential problems ahead. So the consumer price index, or the credit consumer price index, is an all-time high than it's ever been. America's debt is an all-time high. Okay, we have to borrow for critical services. So now what you're going to see is based on the year after the Shemitah, economic cycles and biblical cycles, you're going to see a massive pullback in the markets. So the normal everyday person, their 401k, their retirement is going to get smashed. Their credit cards are going to be maxed. Their savings is going to be drained. Wait a minute. When you have no money, no savings, no retirement, you're going to need stimulus. And where would they get you a stimulus pretty quickly? FedNow services, central bank digital currency. Because when you can't eat and you can't pay your rent, you sure as hell are going to download some of this free money and get on the new system. And you'll forget all about what the system is. Just sharing with you the game. It's nothing new under the sun. This has happened in humanity over and over and over again. That's why I keep telling you there is no get rich quick. You have to rewire the foundation to end up in a different situation. So this is U.S. household are on the brink with excess savings likely to be depleted at the month end, San Francisco Fed says. So basically, October, guys, October is going to get wild. Savings are going to be depleted. Credit cards are going to be maxed. People's rent is going to be coming due, right? People can't buy mortgages. Companies are going to be laying off, and it's all going to happen simultaneously. And what's going to happen is the normal everyday person, people who are getting ready to retire, who had trusted their 401k, the capital markets are going to come collapsing down. The liquidity is going to get sucked out of the system. But the savior is going to be a brand new system, money moving at the speed of light, right? All the things we've been talking about are now coming to fruition. We were talking about this in 2020. It was called tinfoil hat. Well, it's not so tinfoil hat now when your credit cards are maxed and your savings is drained and we didn't activate on anything. We're waiting for a savior, waiting for Trump to come back, waiting for another president to change this. Nothing's going to change, family. This has been happening in humanity over and over and over again. Nothing will change unless you do, okay? Jesus gave us all the answers, guys. Jesus gave us all of the answers. He said, get into your heart and look up to God. You don't have to do vain repetition and jump through hoops to get to God or to Christ and live a Christ-like life. You don't have to do crazy things to get to abundance, but you do have to sacrifice. You do have to be disciplined. You do have to be consistent, and you do need to turn away from the world. You do. You need to do the opposite of the 99%, because the 99% are living for the world, and the awakened ones are taking control of their world. Nobody's coming to save you, family. You've already been saved. That was the greatest teacher of the world who walked this earth, was telling us that over and over again. You've already been saved. Pick up your mat and walk. You can do this. I believe in you. We're all sinners. We're born into sin. Everything's backwards, guys. I'm just telling you what I know. I don't know if this will work for you, but it's worked for me. I built a massive relationship with God. I follow the principles of Jesus. I'm being coached by some high-level people in regards to Christ consciousness and awakening. I love God with all my heart, and I love you as I love God. I pull the log out of my eye before I ever judge you or your belief systems. I believe you if you believe something. I treat others as I want to be treated, and I keep my eyes focused on God, not a president. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. All the resources you need, guys, are linked here in my bio. So if you go to my bio on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, you click the bio, you'll see the links to all my different resources, a bunch of free resources. I want to help millions of people this year. In the description of the YouTube video, you're going to see all the same things, tons of free resources. My goal is to help over 1 million people. We've helped 7,000 since 2020. I want to help over 1 million people in 2023 to 2024, and we will. Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.